Hi everyone, welcome back to Anita's Joint, hashtag Extendajoint, where every day is payday, baby. You tuned in to another video. So I wanted to give y'all my personal 2022-2023 Manchester City roster, the mission for City this year and how I think they can improve, and also what I would like to expect as an observer, and how we may see things play out, just my perspective of it. So I was looking at the roster. We have 15 players, 2 years and under, with City, 9 players that have been with City more than 2 years. So 15 to 9 ratio. So that means we have a lot of course, almost double new faces for City in the camp. And with these changes, of course, with back-to-back years, the lack of success in the Champions League, and with the players leaving from the first window of last year to this one, a lot more after England have won the Euros and everything, because we knew a lot of the players had came back home before the Euros. That was the whole point, right? And they won't. So with the 9 players City have that have more than 3 years, and when I think about them being in the starting lineup, it's like Alex Greenwood, Hemp, Laura Coombs. You got who else do we have that's been with City longer? Steph, of course, and she's kind of nursing injury still. Our goalkeeper, Robert. Who else do we have that was actually, Demi Stokes, of course, as well. And Jess Park, but she's on loan. Also both our goalkeepers, Keatings, you know what I'm saying? Not only 9 players with City, 3 years or more. Everyone else is 2 years or 1 year young, or just freshly signed. Apparently City have signed 7 players with the new Japanese midfielder they signed. I wrote her name down, Yuri. But yeah, so City have had a lot of introductions to new energies, and we know that, just in my opinion, y'all, this is Taylor's last year, honestly. It's tough. It's tough because, I mean, unless he does more than what he did last year, because he's already had the same Champions League success, back-to-back years, same results, same team, same, right? And so this year again, he has to duplicate what he did, and then some. And it's going to be even tougher because you have more new faces than you had last year. So we'll see how that gets done. But hopefully, because we knew a lot of injuries happened in the other season, that did play a toll. But with the new faces, for me, it kind of hurts, but it's kind of like, you know what? I know that they wanted to have Champions League success out the gate, but that wasn't what happened. And so with the new players, it's a whole different City. It's not the England Lioness City. It's like different people now to come into 15 new faces, y'all. 15. When you think about it, with 9 players being returning, 9 players being on City that have played more than 3 years, that's not even a starting lineup, So I was just thinking, these 9 players are going to have to take 1 or 2 players under their wing, of course, and make it a mission to get the City formula correct. And thinking of Taylor, right? We know he's a Pisces zodiac sign. I had written down all their astrology and for the whole roster that they had on the website. So City is heavy Virgo and heavy Aquarius. So they're mutable earth and fixed air. So it makes sense that most of their players are fixated on their own way of thinking. So how does that result on the football field? A lot of the players are going to do what they want based upon how they think. And that's one of the most dominant energies, Aquarius energy. And Virgo is the next energy that's the most dominant on the team. And that's mutable earth, and Virgo is very analytical. And so, I could see how the players could really criticize themselves a lot, overthinking, and not being sure. But this is the year they're gonna really. When we're in Virgo season right now, so I'm really happy. And I thought they were gonna have a game this weekend with Arsenal, but with everything going on, all the matches in England are gonna be rescheduled. So course, City are going to have more time to prepare for this season, and of course, they're going to have a lot more time to think through this season to figure out what is the formula. And it's really tough because, like I said, like if Taylor is here next year, it's like, okay, is this it? Because then it's like we still have 15 new players, and whatever mentality, whatever formula that he's trying to implement to the new team, it may be turned. It may be a whole new City if he doesn't have success with this, you know. So it's like this season for City is another, for me, I'm calling it like an identity season. An identity season. City have to find their identity. And I'm really excited to see that happen. I'm really excited to see what players step up when it comes to our non-players that are, you know, returning, that have, not returning, but just have been here long. And then for our new faces, who wants to really help City? Like, yeah, look, I'm new, but I'm going to be a very impactful role, and I'm going to help y'all fresh out the gate. So very interesting to see what type of player that is, who that is, and, you know, how they help City move forward. And, you know, of course, teamwork makes the dream work. We know that we need everyone on the team, even the observers, the fans, you know, us, to give us some good, you know, different angles and how City could be successful. But I didn't want to keep this, like, you know, really too long. These are kind of just like some of just good energy out there for City. I think Losada is going to be very important when it comes to adding the Spanish players that we had, and also because she's the only other Pisces on the team, and Taylor's a Pisces, so I feel like she's going to be very needed in City's midfield. City's midfield, I guess I can talk about all the transfers. City's midfield has been completely destroyed in these last 2 seasons, completely obliterated. So no longer Kira Walsh, no longer Caroline Weir, and pretty much no longer Georgia Stanway. So those are our 3 players we have in the midfield, and they're all gone. And so it's like I said, it's a fresh look. We're going to have someone that's going to be able to dictate, to control the midfield, someone that has that vision, and that's be able to, you know, connect the team's defensive offense together. And I really want to see who that could be. I think that's why I say Vicky is going to be a really important piece because, you know, she only really signed 2 years. So this is like going to be like maybe her 2nd year. I think she's going to be important. Of course, Chloe Kelly, Laura Hemp. I mean, she's just been playing phenomenal. Chloe Kelly coming back, really helping City. I think Hemp, Bunny, our front 3 attacking, Hemp, Bunny, and Chloe Kelly are going to be very important. No Jill Scott, no Ellen White. They're done. And so I think Jill Scott's going to be with City a little bit, doing something for City, which is fantastic, you know. But our attack, I really like that everyone's back with Bunny. And we know Bunny was our pretty much signing of the year. You know, how many goals did she score for City last year? And then, of course, Chloe Kelly, Laura Hemp, you know, our Lioness champions. Also, Alex Greenwood, Ellie, and all the other England Lionesses that won the Euros that participated with City. And then those that didn't participate with England, but did participate in Euros for Spain and Netherlands and the other teams, you know what I'm saying? We do have some players on the team, like, you know, Spanish players. And the new Dutch signing, and she gave me some energy too. She was a Leo. And I think, you know, we have 2 Leos on the field now with Hemp and her. If they could play together on the same, like if they could play maybe on the same side, that would be really, or opposite sides, doesn't matter, but that's good energy. We know how Hemp is very influential to the game based upon her speed, but we need our attacking fullbacks. We need attacking fullbacks. We saw with France how lovely we got to see, either it was Bacha or Torrance or whoever was playing. I think they had Perset on the right and left and Vacha playing for France, and how they were just, their left back and right back just really dominant. We seen with Lyon, with Carpenter, you know how dominant we need these attacking left backs and right backs, fast, quick, pacey, and hopefully City are able to find this because we're going to be missing pieces. This is important. Like we knew that we had Debbie Stokes still, but she didn't play, and now Bronze is gone. And so defensively, we brought in Julie, and Julie, you know, she's still young too. So we have a lot of young players, a lot of potential in these right back and left back positions. City are gonna have to cover these. They're gonna have to develop and cover these holes. Um, when it comes to these positions. And of course, our whole midfield is new. It's going to be completely new. Our defense will kind of be it'll be changed because we don't have the same players. It'll be changed. Our midfield will be completely new. Our attack is the same with Bunny now officially being our star striker and Chloe Kelly and Hemp on the side. And then I'm looking at the bench. We have a lot of potential. I'm a fan of Haley Rasso. Quick player, and I like Mary Fowler. I want to see more of her, but it's really tough because we still don't know who these players are because one, they're so young, and it's like they haven't had enough playing time. Sometimes with the other teams, they haven't played that much. They're still kind of young, so we really need the older players, the more veterans that have played, to really help City. It's a character development, identity changing season for City. And they have to be successful because the league is only getting tougher. There's so many moves. United got better, Arsenal got better, Chelsea got better, City got obliterated. City lost a lot of players and got new players. You know what I'm saying? We got great signings, but a lot of other teams did as well. And and we know how City were. You know what I'm saying? We know how City was last year. So, also, I wanted to talk about. I saw that I think Arsenal have made really good moves, bringing in another striker to help with Miedema. So they brought in Blackstenius, and then they brought in I forgot the girl name from Juventus, Hertex. Yeah, so they brought in two Swiss strikers. I like my Swiss strikers. I mean, my Swedish strikers. Even though Sweden flunked out versus England, but we already know what happened with that. Anyways, but I think these are really good signings. So that's really not fair. Arsenal have like a really good attackers right now, like Miedema and like that's not really, it's Arsenal, y'all. Listen, Arsenal, they're gonna have a good team, and also they signed Gio, a young Brazilian striker. And to me, I wanted to talk about Arsenal, but the new signing of Gio because to me, Gio gives me the same feeling Mary Fowler gave me when City signed her. Because when we watch Brazil, because we know Brazil has Pia Sundhage as the manager, we know that Brazil has a lot of talent, and we just don't know who's out there just yet. And I mean, with Gio playing for Barcelona, now coming to England, I think this is great for her because, like I said, with Mary Fowler coming from France to England, these two young players. I want to see, what type of style and what type of game they have that will help continue to build, the different types of playing styles that we'll see based upon them being the players that we see, right? And I'm really excited just to watch Arsenal this year. I'm excited to watch Arsenal. I'm excited to always watch FAWSL, especially City, but the teams, the top four teams, and if we see other teams, just, Daly's going to be back in England. I've seen Shanice Van de Sande. She's going to be with Liverpool. And a lot of other, people were still making moves. And I guess the biggest shocker when I was I just been tuning in to see what's going on. I guess today was my last day of transfer. And you know how we were watching PSG and Lyon, like if you watched the PSG-Lyon match. I didn't know PSG signed Luka Mertens. Like, what the fuck? Like, wait, I thought that's crazy. I saw an article it said a free transfer. And I was like, there's no way like Barcelona let go her for free. I'm just like, there's no way. But this is a great addition because for PSG, we didn't get to see her against Lyon, which was weird. Because apparently she signed in June, so she may have still been hurt. But I'm not too sure. Don't quote me. But this is a fantastic signing. And this is the type of movement I was asking PSG to be able to attract. They needed to be able to attract some more high-profile players. Players have got to stop wanting to go to Lyon like it's a default that they're going to win a Champions League. And I really want them to understand that. We as observers, I'm sorry, I do not want to see Lyon win another Champions League anytime too soon. I want to see a different country, a different playing, no offense to Lyon, they're fantastic, but it's just like, as an observer, we don't want to hear the same, that just means the game's not growing. That to me, if a team can win consistently over and over, okay, they're fantastic, that's great. They have a great group of, they have a great team for, say, a period of time, but it comes to a point where it's like, what are the other teams not doing that this team is doing? And of course, we know a lot of things behind the scenes that we know, because that's what this channel is about. Oh, also about. We know a lot more things behind the scenes, but when it comes to when we're seeing it play out the games, what are teams and what are clubs and what are managements not doing that Lyon are doing? We already know Lyon have invested in NWSL with OL Reign, so how many more teams will follow this? Because of course they have they're the best. Lyon are the best team ever, and based upon the history, so it only makes sense for we see similar teams to do the same formula Lyon are doing, to be able to have and emulate the same success. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really happy PSG have been able to attract Luca to come over there. And like I said, she's Dutch. And when I was thinking about the World Cup for, I guess, the U20s, I think it was Spain and Japan that were in the final, and I think Brazil and the Dutch were like in the third place match. So just looking at those four teams was very interesting. You got the Dutch, you got Spain, you got Japan, and you got Brazil. So we need to be looking out for what type of football players are coming from these geographical locations, and also other countries as well. But this is very interesting because these are the teams in the U20s that have the success. And so we want to see is make sure your team is signing players from these countries, because those group of girls had the success over the other ones. So we will see what players come through. I'm really happy City have won. We got a Dutch player. Arsenal have now a Spanish player. And like I said, we're gonna see what else happens when it comes to women's football in general. Yes, City have a lot to work on this season. Taylor has a lot to work on this season. The mission for City, of course, is now they have to really, once again, fight for Champions League. And I think they won one trophy last year. So the mission is to try to win. I mean, it's like, City, do you have the team to win the league? It's tough. It's tough. 15 new players. You don't even have a starting lineup you don't even have a starting lineup of players that have been here longer than 3 years. So are City able to win the league this year? And if they don't, how will this affect Taylor? Because he's been with us a while. And we haven't had any talks about him. And it's getting time where we need to have results. You know what I'm saying? We need to have results, because we don't really want all this potential to get wasted, right? Nobody wants potential wasted. And also with City's, I guess, what do you call it? Media. Maybe we'll see more pre-games on the Manchester City channel for the ladies. Pre-games, post-games, more of that. Hopefully with Jill, maybe. Sure, I'm not even I'm just like, she's like the perfect one, like, for me to like think about, and also yeah, I hope we have a great. I'm right now. I'm trying to just get into the vibe of this season. But also we're getting close to the end, or not even close to the end of the NWSL season as well. So overall, in general, these are some of my points and opinions on ways City or what I want City to do this year. You know what I'm saying? And who we need to see improvement. But we're gonna see it a lot through Virgo and a lot through Aquarius-like energies. So hopefully Gareth Taylor is able to teach and tell the ladies. Hopefully they are able to pick it up the way he's spilling it or breaking it down. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a tough first match against Arsenal. It's gonna be a tough first match, and we will see what happens. But anyways, thank y'all once again for tuning in to Anita's Joint. #Extendajoint, where every day is payday, baby. It's your girl Anita flying high, flying out of this third dimensional reality, and I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.